What's going on, nomads, party people, strangers everywhere on the internet, no matter which channel you're watching this on? My name is V, like the letter, and we're here to just have a not that really edited casual talk with you guys as I put this thing away for an upcoming video. Where I'm here to just talk to you guys about the ups and downs of stuff from the 2-year return after 10 years ago, 10 years ago, a few months, 10 years and a few months to date of being with YouTube. Already starting off wonderfully with this barely edited video, but yeah, starting back in, there we go, starting back in February 9th of 2007, I was part of a small Russian to European group channel that was called Global Mysteries, although it was pronounced in German, so I doubt anyone knew that's what the title was, where it was just me, my friends Levi, may he rest in peace, Edward, and Julian, talking about stuff that we kind of saw when we were traveling around the world in our own respective positions and jobs and whatnot. And we would just talk about certain stuff where from the international market, for those of us that kind of had that whole niche thing, we got a really big enough following where we got at least 500,000 subscribers over the course of the time we were doing things. And we're trying to go into the American market by trying to talk to some people that would become big today, like Smosh and like Shane Dawson. Just trying to remember his name. But the thing was, from what we were doing as a group, just stepping on a lot of people's toes that were kind of getting offended by the fact that we were doing the news without really putting a lot of quick-witted humor with it. People wanted to have nothing to do with us and took our channel down, saying it was abuse of how to do things with the system and how to go about things to, make it seem like it wasn't a big of a deal as it is today, like it was with JK News. So we tried to tweak the formula a little bit a year later with the same exact channel name, but we're doing more with the whole supernatural mystery stuff as well, doing like a paranormal events along with said stories about all these things going on around us. And we got back to those numbers because people remembered us back then, but we were taken down once again because the same people that didn't like us wanted us to not do that anymore. So far, it's like, okay, so that's the only thing that stopped you. So what kind of made you not do YouTube for most of that time? The shorter answer is that around 2008, when we tried to pick stuff up, I wasn't really in the best place at all. I was flaky. I was kind of a burden. I wasted a lot of money, and I broke up with someone that was my first love. It was not a good thing for me, and a lot of people saw it as destructive, where not only did I put someone else's life at risk, but I ended up losing 2 to 3 things that I cherished most. So after that, we kind of just drifted apart, not wanting to do stuff anymore with the whole entertainment stuff, until 2 years ago, to this date of June 6th, back in 2015, when I was living in what is now deemed the crack house. I was fortunate enough to have certain equipment where I was able to then return to YouTube, but with a certain thing about doing stuff my way. But the original mission wasn't to make it so I did stuff to get myself promoted. It was more or less to get my blood brothers promoted, since I wanted them to get more notifications, since one wants to be in entertainment, the other one just wants to build houses for a living and do how-to stuff to help others build stuff and build equipment. Where we were planning on doing stuff like how to build weapons and all this stuff with acapella stuff with more people that were trying to join with the group stuff we were trying to do. We were making another group channel while I was trying to just promote them instead of focusing on myself, which is what I mostly did all throughout 2015, promoting others rather than trying to promote myself. However, that same sort of toxic web that goes in with a group channel kind of spread out and just made my life more miserable with every video. Because a lot of people noticed that until a certain time last year, I wasn't really a standout character or a standout person during a lot of 2015 and then a smidge of 2016, because a lot of stuff was going down that wasn't really what I wanted to do, and a lot of stuff fell through the cracks, where after I was evicted and homeless and kind of still trying to find my way in life as a solo creator, I couldn't really focus that well enough on my whole entire drive after a lot of stuff, because it just made me go throughout my mind reliving past memories that were being unlocked that I thought were long since buried. And it just made stuff a lot harder for myself until a certain part happened in 2015 that sort of made me kind of go on this big enough journey that by the time last year happened and to where we are today, I kind of found where I wanted to actually have a good enough hold on myself to do things. I actually got in touch with some of my oldest friends to date, where they've actually called up and scheduled for me to have a full-time therapist of Dr. My neck. Of Dr. Orfea Summer. She's been helping me out with a lot of different issues that's kind of been being hashed out a lot since November of last year to where we are now. And I've had a lot of my family help me out since, I would guess, late May, early April of last year to kind of get me to that process where I'm now talking to a professional, where a lot of stuff's being hashed out and I'm being more leveled. I'm being more real, which is both a good thing and a bad thing for a lot of people. Because on the real, I'm more passionate, I'm more driven, and I give less fucks about how people perceive the videos. But the negative is that with people just trying to say that they want it their way, it's more or less people don't want real anymore, and the more I'm doing stuff the way I want to, no one seems like they want to give it a chance. They want to just bitch and moan saying, oh, you can't be as good as the Nostalgia Critic in your reviews because you have too much passion and you want to talk about all this stuff rather than just trying to go to the meat of the content instead of showing your personality. Oh, you won't be like your big hero Sly Fox Hound because your commentary isn't our humor. We want to have it our way because what you want isn't how we want things. Oh, you can't be like this insert whatever talk show person here because you guys want to go off the rails to then have fun with your material instead of just going straight into the topic without any sort of fun or livelihood or any kind of spirit. We want you to be like this exact person because that's the only thing we know. That's the only thing that we want, and we don't want individuality. So far the only negative is that people are fucking sheep and they don't want new as much as they claim to. A lot of people want to bitch and moan about, I hate the new Nostalgia Critic, I like the old one. Oh, I miss this Sly. I don't really like this Sly I had before. Oh, you're back, Giga, but I kind of like the old you better. So, I really don't know how to put this for you guys. It's just that I've seen the evolution of YouTube for a while now, from 2007 to 2017. I've gone through it, I've lived through it, I've done stuff I regret off camera, I've done stuff on camera that I regret. I've talked about stuff, I've covered stuff, I've reviewed things, I've actually done pretty good German vocal covers to certain songs. I've done a lot of different readings. I've done live streams. I've done various different fashion of the week type topics with one of my fashion friends. I've covered a lot of ground. I've covered a lot of things. But there's always a lesson to be learned from things when you've done them for a long period of time. And honestly, the only thing I've kind of learned is that it's nice to be a jack of all trades, master of none when you're just trying to find your niche. But when you get to a certain part in your life, it's best to not only go for what you are most comfortable with after a certain period of time, but it shouldn't matter if no one likes you for what you do. I could do a million videos following the same formula as everybody. I could just be like, hi, I'm Nostalgia Critic Clone 24601. Hi, I'm the Creatures Clone 91764. Hi, I'm Anime Critic number 9,863,863.92, and I'm here to cover X amount of anime in the exact same formula as this person. I could be like every single fucking YouTuber, and I would not be as happy as I would right now, doing whatever I want, however I feel like it, not caring who subscribes, who unsubscribes, who likes, who dislikes. Guys, I don't know if you all know this, if you're a new tuber, or if you're an old head that's got the formula down, thinking that your market works. But there has to be a big enough fun with what you do, otherwise whatever you do is just pointless. Like, yeah, you can make money outside YouTube, you can make money with YouTube, but if you're not doing it for the fun, to just make a living doing what you love, not caring how much money you make, everything will just falter. Nothing will feel real. It'll just feel artificial. And a lot of people that I used to watch a lot of, but has dwindled down to a small group of people I still like watching, are living proof of following the strict formula that YouTube says for success isn't successful. It's merely pigeonholing you to just be a puppet. It's pigeonholing you from being yourself. And I'm sick and tired of people that would just want to throw dislikes, throw hatred, or just try to leech off people, just saying that although they like it this way, they want you to subscribe to them. They want you to have their feedback because they're the carbon copy of this person, and with no real individuality. And it's kind of strange for me to actually talk to you guys about this, because honestly, I don't know how to really put all this down into an actual thought unless I were to make a barely edited video for you guys. You'd never really understand how to make stuff work for yourself until you've been on the spectrum of both success and failure, and the crossroads in between, where you see where all the dualities and how things kind of intertwine itself into a more congruent story, to where you actually see the beauty for what it is, rather than just kind of meandering through it, just trying to say that you're successful because of this amount of numbers, this amount of views, this amount of likes, and the formula, the algorithms, and the analytics are a living proof of it. When in actuality, it never mattered. Notoriety is one thing, fame is one thing, but being true to yourself and just living for that passion is the stuff that will live on forever as the living legend. People will disagree with me, people will say I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm kind of used to it by now. No one ever wants to believe the truth when it's right in front of their faces. No one ever wants to listen to people when they actually are trying to talk about stuff they know. But in the end, that's kind of what happens. And this is just me being a casual person that wants to just get a lot of stuff off my chest.
And go.